Okay. Good afternoon, Chevra. It was today's a hectic day in yeshiva, and there's a lot going on, but it was important to me that we sit for a few minutes. Today is the yard site of a childhood friend of mine whose name was Frankie Ehrenberg. I want to tell you about him briefly, a little bit about him. I could speak a lot. He was nifter at the age of 23. I could tell you a lot. It was 23 years ago. It was 23 years ago. I could tell you a lot about him. I want to bring out one point. Today is his yard site, his 23rd yard site. The family who my friend Reb Dov Kilson's very in touch with them. I've only been briefly in touch with the family. His name is Mordechei Gedalyahu ben Moshe. That's Frankie's name. Frankie lived in Great Neck. His father's a doctor in Great Neck. And I met Frankie Ehrenberg in camp. I met him in camp. He was the sweetest, very funny, happy person. Somebody who's the type, Lahado, he's going to live long, long years. Reminds me in his own way of Mordechai. He walked into a room, you smiled. He brought a smile. Guys see you, cheer people up. I want to express that my father, in a deep way, I promise, guys here, we're just starting our journeys of life. We're early. People who make people happy, it's like very holy. Abba, our father, somebody who played music for people, he had crazy respect for it. I'm getting there in my own life. Somebody makes people happy, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's just it's like spiritual. It's from the holiest things on earth. Ari comes into a room and you give off good energy. That's a big deal. To be misameach people is a big deal. To bring joy to people. I'm running today to a simcha. I go to simchas. That's the best thing, to make somebody happy. It's the good thing. Like guys here travel. Guys flew. Zevi Karoli had a vert. And guys flew to Chicago to his vart. The younger me may have questioned, to miss yeshiva, I don't know. To me now, like, what are you talking? They made him happy. They brought joy to another person. I think that's what life's about. I think that's the Torah, is a world, like I quote from Rav Olben, Olam HaYedidus, a world of friendship. Frankie Ehrenberg was the type. He made you smile. He made you laugh. He said nice things to you. He walked into the room. You were like happier. That's what Frankie was. He came to the yeshiva I was in. He had been in a different yeshiva, and he wanted to grow more. And he switched to a stronger place. He loved hockey. I have a picture of him with his hockey stick. He loved playing hockey, but he switched to the yeshiva. He wanted to be in a stronger place. There's a lot of things I could say about Frankie, his wonderful parents. I was Lezecher to go to them for a Shabbos. When I was a youngster, from the first Shabbos I left home. I went to Great Neck for Shabbos and spent the Shabbos. Very, very special, good people. What I want to say to everybody here, as an Eli, as an elevation to Frankie's neshama, is that one of the main things that I have learned in Waterbury, and we learned together, we're really neshamas. It's not cute. Neshama. We're in a country that the West is very physical, and there's beautiful things about the West. It's a very, very physical country. And I think at times we forget that we're neshamas, that we're mamish neshamas, souls. In people come to yeshiva, often yeshivas will attempt to put ruchnius in a guy. Okay, let me get him stark. I watch Rabbi Russ. I went on a long walk with David Block. He's not here. He's playing baseball right now. He made a throw home, the likes of which, that guy is a crazy athlete. But David Block, Rabbi Russ is close to. I went on a walk with him. My jaw dropped. He's starting to appreciate Shabbos, Hashem, Torah, Rebbeim. You don't got to put ruchnius in people. How do I get my kids into Torah? Let me pressure. No, you don't got to pressure your kids. We really have neshamas. Make space. We really have souls. We really do. Make space for the neshama. The neshama is a real thing. I want to express that when somebody departs, I'm having this year now because for my friend Frankie, I'm late to a wedding that I have to officiate at. It would be easier just to run. I want to express Frankie Ehrenberg lives. Real. He's in Olam Haba. Really. Rabbi Oberlander came in a dream to one of our guys 2 nights ago, in a dream to one of our guys. Around his yard site, it says the neshama comes to this earth. He came to one of our guys who's not the type to have dreams, a very honest, straight, not the type to like, he came to him. He just wanted to tell him, he wanted to tell him, this guy learns with Rabbi Oberlander's son. He wanted to thank him, wanted to check up and thank him. Checked up on how his son's doing. I want to express, without that, I don't need that. There's really a place called Olam Haba. I wanted to gather and learn for a few minutes as an ilui, as an elevation for Frankie Ehrenberg's neshama, because my friend will thank me. My friend, because Frankie will appreciate. He is appreciating it, and when we meet up again at Trias HaMesim, when he comes back, he's going to appreciate it. Olam Haba is a real space. The neshama is real. The neshama is mamish real. We're neshamas. I read here a few weeks ago the letter from Rav Olba. I happen to be thinking about my father. I'm making a simcha in a week, and it's very, very hard for me that my father won't be there. Very. And I'm thinking a lot about my father, and I'm like, he was a big mainstay at all family simchas. And it is extremely, this Shabbos that my father's not going to be here is very difficult. I want to express that I sense and I know the neshamas very much is. Very, very much is. The neshama endures and stays on. The neshama, there's a place called Olam Haba. I think it's important in our lives now to know we have neshamas. And the neshama likes things and dislikes things. It's interesting. Our bodies are very physical. And the neshama could put up with physicality. But the neshama wants Hashem. That's what a neshama is. That's what a neshama wants. The guys in Yeshiva know, I think one of the greatest songs ever composed here is Alive by Avi Friedler, and he describes discovering his neshama. I want to talk about this and maybe even close with this. Rav Nachman writes that Ein Yush Ba'olam Klal, there's no such thing, Yosef, as giving up. Now, Reb Nachman was very smart. I'm reading more of his Torah learning. He was really smart. I sat down, Avram and I did a piece, Avram Fisher. Reb Nachman was a guy. The way he learned the Gemara, he was a genius. How could Reb Nachman travel the world and conclude there's no such thing as giving up? Sounds so. You never met people who give up? The world's full of people that seem to have given up. And Reb Nachman, who was well-traveled, Gershon, concluded there's no such thing as giving up. He doesn't say you can't give up. He says that too. Asr l'syayish. But he says, Ein yiyush ba'olam klal. There's no such thing as giving up. You never met somebody who looks like, I've met a lot of people who look like they quit. So what does Reb Nachman mean? Ein yiyush ba'olam klal. No such thing as giving up. Nachi, what does he mean? You never met somebody. You met people who looks like they quit. So what does Reb Nachman mean? He says there's no such thing as quitting.
I would think that, if you're still in Hashem's world, you're not giving up, even if you're really
I agree. The neshama can't give up. The neshama wants Hashem. When people say, I quit, I give up, you know what they really, if you give up, mazel tov, let's make a l'chaim. It must be so nice. What they're really saying, I met a guy in rehab. He was crying like a baby. He said, I just want to quit. I just want to quit. I don't want Hashem. And he said, I can't. His soul. Neshama wants Hashem. The neshama calls man. You have calls man sha neshama bikirbi. Your soul. It's very hard, but when a guy says, I quit, I give up, he's lying. He means I want to quit. You hug him, you say, must be so hard. Because I quit, that's it. I'm done. I say, I'm done. I hear. Must be so hard because you can't be. Because he has a neshama. The neshama wants. The neshama is a mitzius that craves Hashem. It doesn't quit. It doesn't give us not what it is. That's what Reb Nachman was saying. Mamash like Benjamin. The song Alive is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Because Avi Friedler is an honest person, and he said there's a part of me that wants to live. He discovered, it's called the neshama. And the song Alive, he discovers his neshama. We really are neshamas. I learned that in this yeshiva. I learned it from the guys. Frankie was an early neshama in my life who I saw wanted something. It was like something different. I was like a stark guy going through, in a certain way. I was born to Baruch Shem parents, Talmidei Chachamim. I was stark. Frankie was something, he was craving something and wanted something. I was looking, a big neshama. Here I discovered, like in a deep way, Frankie would have loved this yeshiva. The last 3 shvuos of his life, he came to our yeshiva, this high school. The last 3 shvuos of his life. He said, it wasn't 23 years ago he's nifter. I'm wrong. I'm sorry, it wasn't 23 years ago. I'm wrong, because he was in the high school. He learned with Rabbi Chayfetz. Unless it was in Beis Medrash, I can't remember. The last 3 shvuos of his life, he came to our yeshiva. He loved the yeshiva. He loved it. He learned with Rabbi Chayfetz. They were supposed, Rabbi Chayfetz was a Rebbe in the Masifta. They were supposed to learn for an hour. They learned the whole night. And he said it was like the best night of his life. He was mishabech. He came to me for shvus. Somebody who was craving Hashem, Torah, and growth. I discovered here the neshama. Here you see, you don't have to make people from and get people from. Stop. Make space for people. You know what happens? They find their soul. Gotta make it comfortable for a guy, make it quiet, and people find their neshamas. So I wanted to express, as an Eloi for Frankie's neshama, I wanted to tell you that, Reb Nachman, Ein Yish Ba'olam Klal means that you have a soul. Translation, you have a neshama. The neshama wants. If you get a chance, Yosef, listen to the song alive today one more time. If guys could listen alive, that song which expressed we have a soul that wants Hashem. Revolba, who comforts people, who comforted his children of his own Petira, describes that we're neshamas. We're really neshamas. And the ikar chiyas, we're neshamas. And as such, Rav Olba says to his children, I'm still there. I'm in Olam Haba. I'm aware of what's going on. I know. He says, Yedeya HaKol, Chiddush. This Bacher asked Rav Olba, do you know everything? He said, not everything, but a lot of things. He asked him, do you know what's going on? He said, a lot of things. It's interesting. It's funny, Rav Olba writes Yedeya HaKol. I don't know how Rav Olba's words are measured, but the neshama exists. The neshama does come back to the body in Tchias HaMesim. That's come back to Tchias HaMesim. But I wanted to express that we're neshamas. It's something I've learned here. It's something that I wanted to express the Chaver, to remember to take care of your neshama. Remember to take care of your neshama, to feed the neshama. The neshama needs food also. It's not right to not eat because the body needs food. Feed your neshama. The neshama has wants and has needs. Torah, tefillah. There's a neshama. The neshama is a reality of our lives. I drove once from here, a Yid who's a psychiatrist. He's from Argentina. And I drove him to Kennedy Airport. And he said for many decades he was treating people. He said, I thought people were cows. He wasn't from. He said, I thought people were cows. I was treating them as a body with needs. He said, I discovered we're souls. He said, my whole treatment of a person changed. It's a neshama. There's a need of the neshama, a want of the neshama. There's a desire. I have a book in my house called The Soul Desire. Our neshama has taivas also. Our neshama has wants and needs. Much like we care for our physical needs, we have to care for our spiritual needs. Goimel nafshay, he who takes care of his nefesh, ish chesed, a man of kindness. That both means to eat, to shower, to give yourself nice things, and it means to take care of your neshama. We have a system in us. We have a neshama that has need and a body that has needs. Sometimes it's difficult. Do you ever have 2 friends and they always want different things? One wants fleishik, one wants milchik. We have like a problem. We have a neshama that wants a certain thing and a guf that wants another. That's in deep inner conflict. And that's a sugya, how to manage both, to give ourselves Shabbos. Another name for Shabbos is Shalom, because there's Einig Shabbos, but it's a mitzvah. So the guf and the neshama are happy. There's a whole way of living where you're taking care of your neshama, but your body is well taken care of. And the body and the neshama are happy, but goim al nafsha, he who takes care of his experience, ish chesed, a man of kindness. I wanted to share Le'ili Nishmas, Frankie Ehrenberg, to say that we're neshamas, somebody who was a refined and an elevated neshama, who brought smiles to people's faces. I want guys to walk out and treat people like they're neshamas. It also, the respect you give, understand when you meet a person, they're a big neshama. Binyamin, Lowy spoke one Shabbos, and he has the patience of like a saint, and he has a house where he's let people stay for a week, a month. So we asked him, how do you do it, Binyamin? How do you? He said, I try to remember people are neshamas, and I try to like see it as such. Sometimes in dealing, Moshe is about to run a camp this summer. You'll have moments where human beings, where patience runs thin, to try to take time. It's not an easy, to remember there's a big neshama, mamish, not an exaggeration. Person's a big soul with big lights to give. Mamish. So to remember that, to take stock, of course, that we're physical. We have things to deal with and situations to deal with. But remembering people on the shamas, that's what I wanted to share with the Chevra.